Hey kids, it's Englentine, and on the day I'm recording this, it's my 47th birthday, and I'm very happy because Nick Spencer said, "Hey little Englentine, I got your birthday present. I made this one particularly dumb, and you'll love the artwork, so you should take a look at it." And I thought, you know what, yeah, I want to take a look at this, and just as a contrast, I want to take a look at a book I 5-starred just to show you the difference between a major summer blockbuster and a silly one-off advert comic book. So make sure you watch out for the Colonel Sanders Green Lantern comic book review I'm going to be doing after this. Looking at the cover to Secret Empire #7, it reminds me of when I see the Suicide Squad trailer now, and I think, my goodness, I want to watch that movie. What happened? You know, I mean, I look at this cover, and nothing like this is happening. Now, the events, yeah. You know, Black Widow fights Captain America, who fights Spider-Man. Sure, that happens, but it's not colorful, it's not vibrant, it's not action-filled. I mean, it's all lost in this book. I want to read the book that's represented on the cover. So the book opens in space, and we see that everything is colored by Zack Snyder. It's all blue and greens and very, very dull colors, so there's nothing vibrant going on. This is the opening. This is what they want to set up for you. You see what I mean by the difference between the color and the book? There's nothing that looks as vibrant, as exciting as that cover. Anywho, what we learn here is that the space station they're on, the Alpha Flight space station, has been damaged, that they're running out of supplies, and that now they've noticed there's where the queen of the Chitauri, there's an egg on the planet, and that's why the Chitauri are coming, but they can't get through the shield to find it. But they do notice that America is getting supplies interdimensionally. And this information kind of brings up some conversations people are having about abandoning ship. So we have Monica Rambeau and Miss America Chavez talking relocations possibilities. While it's obvious no other planets in our universe are going to do us any favors at this point, some of the other reality Americans we can access are more welcoming. And America says, "It's true, you ever want to live in a reality that's a musical, I can get you there. There's even a reality where all I ever talk about is being a lesbian. It's horrible. You should check it out." And Carol comes up, "No. Carol, please, hear us out." Now, right away, I'm thinking, is this a military thing? Because as far as I know, they can pack up and leave anytime they want. "No. Monica, you listen to me. We were charged with a mission. Protect the Earth from this Chitauri invasion, defend our little piece of the stars. What happens if that shield comes down as a wave is approaching? Do we just trust Hydra to take care of it? I want to be ready and on guard like I swore an oath to be. So you make your own decisions, but I will not leave my post. I am Captain Marvel of the Alpha Flight Space Program, and I will not abandon ship." And I'm a dude. And so Captain Marvel makes her visit to Quasar. I think her name was Quasar, right? Yeah. And, she's one of those powerful beings that they had to take out because her power basically sets everything straight, right away. Not that America couldn't bounce over to one of those other dimensions and then bounce right back into the America that they need to get to, but we're going to ignore that they just mentioned she could do that. Anywho, Carol shows about 5 seconds of empathy towards her encomied friend, and then everything just becomes about her. "You see, I'm the cause of all of this, really. Every minute we're trapped up here. Every man, woman, and child, why are there fucking children in the space station, who suffers or dies at Hydra's hands? I'm responsible for that. I started the war that tore us all apart, that gave Steve Rogers the opening he needed to gain power. If that weren't enough, he tricked me into building the very same shield we're all trapped on the other side of now. He played me perfectly. But then, I was an easy mark. I have spent so long trying to prove myself, trying to show everyone that I could be this perfect hero, perfect person. Well, if you want evidence that you can be, just read your own book. I ended up just like Tony, chasing one crazy scheme after another, trying so hard to put my stamp on the world. Consequences be damned. forcing things so hard, all they can do is break. I even cut my hair into a faux hawk. I tried to make them love me, and all I did was give them a reason to hate me. See the mohawk. And now all I can do is sit up here and wait. I butched out my body and shrank my breast. Look at all the damage I've done and wait for my chance to try and make it right. But I can't do things without you. You get that, Agent? You're Quasar now. You're supposed to be the protector of the universe. So prove it. Make all the same mistakes I did because you need to prove it. I need you to get out of this bed and help me fix this, damn it. Do you hear me? I need you to wake up. And then we're taken to the credits page, where I think Marvel believes they're being cinematic when they break up the story like this. They're not. However, I will point out that once again, there is no credit for colorist. On the other hand, this page isn't a waste because this will be the only time you will actively be able to identify these poorly drawn and poorly colored characters you're going to read about in the comic book. Has anybody else found these scenes in, quote, hell, unquote, kind of unnecessary? Red Skull is beating him. Captain America says, oh, I wish we could get out of this. And then Red Skull says, you are going to get out of this, but we don't get to choose how it ends. And then he dreams right on into the next page in the regular story. And so we cut to Captain America. And it says, in world news today, thousands are expected to attend the rebuilding ceremony at the United States Capitol, where Hydra's Supreme Leader Steve Rogers is expected to give a major address laying out his vision for a new government under his leadership. Already, Hydra has placed new, tougher restrictions on internet communications, which actually there are some politicians that want to do right now, and stateside media, and imposed curfews in most major cities. All this following their attack on the Mount, which wiped out the Underground's leadership and solidified Hydra's control over the country. And then we see Miles Morales and Black Widow in an airplane, and they are talking about the whole Captain America. And basically the dialogue goes like this. I don't want to kill Captain America. Then don't kill Captain America. But the guy that human said in Civil War II was going to kill Captain America. If you don't want to kill Captain America, don't kill Captain America. Well, what are we going to do about Captain America? I'll take care of Captain America. But you don't know what it's like to kill people. I know what it's like to kill people. It honestly reads like the whiniest previously on that I have ever read. Then she locks Miles Morales into a containment area using the whole, oh yes, can you get the rifle spreader? And he goes back searching for it. She puts the wall up, says, don't worry, I'll handle this. Of course, they say that the whole, the containment area was supposed to hold the Hulk, you know, which will supposedly make it more amazing when Miles Morales breaks out of it later. And then Black Widow sends a message to her little group of rebels saying, hey, once the attack begins, you got to rescue the politicians, the senators that are going to say that they're with Captain America. And they say, okay, we'll say, wait, what attack? And in possibly the most BS scene in the book, we have an earlier, just so you know that this crazy crap will work, Black Widow somehow got into Mosaic's room, woke him up from being an old man there, and said, hey, I need your help. And, of course, Mosaic doesn't go, wait, well, hold on, I've been an old man, let me get a moment. Of course, he knows exactly what to do, and, well, you'll see. Mosaic goes around ex machina the whole military to wipe them out so she can stand on a building across the way with a sniper rifle to take out Steve Rogers. But before she can shoot, it's Punisher. And Black Widow shows off her ability to dodge bullets, and she's flipping around. It is so cool because you've never seen her do anything like that before. I just think it's funny, like when the Batmans of the world, the Daredevils, they dodge bullets like that. Frank, instead of shooting her after she stops, says, I want you to know I don't enjoy this, but I have my orders. Frank Castle, I was wondering who was doing such decent job tracking me. You didn't make it easy. I never do. Okay, let's address the Frank Castle thing here, because I have heard people say, oh, but Captain America is his hero. That's why Frank Castle has turned Hydra agent. Doesn't matter if Hydra has been the symbol of evil forever and a day. Captain America said, look, let me tell you something. I love my father. I do. I look up to him. He's a good man. But if my dad put on a Nazi uniform and started talking about taking over the country, I would at the very least try to talk him out of it. No matter how much I look up to him, I don't think I would follow him into the depths of putting on a Nazi uniform and trying to take over the country. And if anyone at this point is gearing up to type that, hey, Hydra isn't the Nazis, little Englantine, you're focusing on the wrong part of the story. Point being, just because you look up to somebody doesn't mean you'll follow them into doing the heinous acts that Captain America has been doing. Then Black Widow asks Frank Castle, hey, what did he promise you? And basically he says a way to win the war that he's always been fighting. Achoo! Bullshit. I'm doing a thing where you keep the bullshit and the achoo separate. Does anyone who's ever read Punisher longer than the Secret Empire story that he's involved in believe that the character of Frank Castle would do that? Oh, I'm sorry. I saved my achoo BS for the wrong page because in this one, you see Miles Morales stuck in the truck. He's like, well, how do they get out of this? It's, I know, I'll start a fire. And then the prison truck releases him. So what they're saying, this thing that's supposed to hold the Hulk, if the Hulk accidentally started a fire in that truck, they would go, oh, okay, I know he's the scourge of the world, rampaging beast, but there's a fire, we better let him out. Because that's all that happens here. But not only that, but it's the dialogue that goes along with it that is just, I mean, okay, here you go. Prison transport, right? How do prisoners get loose? They start a fire. Warning, warning, smoke detective. Woohoo! Nice job, Venom Blast. Emergency evacuation recommended. Yeah, good idea. Open the door. Door access request received. Voice passcode required. And then he's like, think, man, gonna need one seriously lucky guess now. Or do I? After all, I have to get out of here, don't I? I have to be there at the Capitol according to the vision, which means I did guess it right, which means any guess I make, hey, computer, and then he's out. So little Nicky Spencer, Marvel's Golden Boy writer right behind Brian Michael Bendis, decided that in order to get his hero to escape a flaming truck, he was going to use the same logic as Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. You know the scenes where they're like, hey, let's go back and grab my father's car keys and we'll put them right here. And here they are. We all must have already done that. And that's why they were missing throughout the entire movie. Except for one problem. And it's an obvious problem. That's time travel, not clairvoyancy. The kid didn't travel through time to see his visions. He had... Oh my goodness gracious. Yes, that slap you heard was a facepalm. So we cut back to the Black Widow Punisher fight where basically somebody said, hey, you remember those Transformer movies, how nobody could tell what's going on? Let's do a comic book panel just like that, where you really can't tell what the action is, but people will know it's a fight scene because we'll have one scene of people punching and then another scene. I mean, literally, there's two punch scenes. Okay, what the f is going on here? First panel, somebody shoots but misses, and then instead of action, they talk and come on out, Widow. Ain't no. Oh, apparently she hid. She's standing right in front of him, but planned on hiding somewhere. And then she comes out of nowhere to hit him again. This panel, she's looking at a picture frame of some sort because it's a small frame and then a little frame with her nose stuck up to what looks like, is that a gun or a picture? I don't know. And then it shows her falling back. Oh, it's a boot. Well, no, that didn't look like a boot in the frame before. And then it shows her face on the ground. The second row, we just have Frank Castle. And, well, what's going on here? Okay, he says, he's right about you. All you were too weak, too afraid to do what... Okay, he's saying, yeah, the Nazis should have ruled in the beginning. And then she flips over. Is he trying to kick her? I mean, he's face-to-face when he's saying this dialogue. So at this point, he's trying to kick her and ends up kicking a table, and she flips backwards from a laying down position. And not only flips backwards, but halfway through her flip, managed to kick him in the face. And then we got a white panel with hair, and she says, so have I. I guess it's to the Senate thing, and then we cross the other one, and there's a panel and a smaller panel. Apparently, Frank Castle loses the gun, and then, hey, there's Frank Castle's dick, and then it's a close-up of her face. He kicks her, and she goes back, and then it shows him with his dukes up, and he's wearing the Hydra thing. Is that her hand? Yep. And then he's got a knife, and he thrusts at her, and apparently she's blocking. And then it shows her kick him in the stomach, and he loses the knife, and then that's more of her body. And then she kicks, and he catches it and throws her up more of Frank Castle's crotch, throws her into a wall. We get to see the gun barrel, and then he's walking towards the gun, and it shows her down, her legs. She picks up a knife. Frank Castle is standing there, and that's what goes on in this thing. This is the worst fucking fight scene ever, and that's no joke. That's no that. This is a grump. This is the problem I have when I'm reading the bad books. At first, it starts off jokey, but then I just become a grumpy old man. I know it's a comic book. In reality, this fight would be punch, nighty-night, nat. Instead, she has the strength to throw knives backwards through his legs, not into his legs, which would be silly and stupid, but through his legs, the meaty part too. And that would be damn near impossible. I mean, take out the fact that basically you would have to have swords, but do yourself a favor. Go into a crowded area, kneel down, and throw knives backwards to see if you can put them through. You know what? You can't. Also, you'll get arrested. So have a friend YouTube it so we can all be entertained. Don't throw knives at people. Okay? Anyway, Frank does allude to the fact that Captain America said he would bring back his family, and Widow says, you should know nobody's going to come back, and she jumps out the window, says bon moi, and then calls out for Spider-Man. Then we see a standoff between Miles Morales and Captain America. Black Widow's trying to reach them. Captain America says, well, we know why you're here. Come on, let's see what you're made of. And then there's 3 panels. You can't even tell what the fuck is going on. And then this weird paneling thing where it circles in to focus that, okay, we could see that the shield hit her in the neck. We don't have to have the panel into panel into panel freaking periscope shit. Good Lord in heaven. I really am becoming a grumpy old man. This stuff pisses me off because, what, we got the shield up in the air. We got some blood on the side. What the hell's going on with that? Then we have a pouch, a hand in Black Widow. The hand is reaching for somebody's abdomen, and then she gets hit in the neck. How did we come to that particular moment? We don't know because it's all in stupid freaking close-up. It's a comic book, for Christ's sake. You can draw anything in those panels you possibly want, and you choose not to show us what's happening. It's like a director directing a musical but never showing the feat. You have an unlimited budget. Show us the fight. Sorry, gang. I apologize, losing my temper. Now, there is something I like to repeat. It's from the Bible. Please indulge me. It's when I lack understanding and patience. Proverbs 14:29. Whoever is patient has great understanding, but one who is quick-tempered displays folly, and God saith, F you, Marvel. So they do decide to show Nat's head fall to the ground. Once again, guys, it's a comic book, not a movie, okay? This works in a Guy Ritchie film. But then we see way far away, her body's on the ground. This makes Spider-Man really mad, and he runs after Cap. No! And then basically with every punch, Spider-Man is poking holes into Nick Spencer's story. All we needed were the right superpowered people way at the beginning to have stopped this before it went anywhere. In this case, it took Mosaic, Black Widow, and Spider-Man. 3, guys. 3 people took down Captain America. That's it. Didn't need any more. None of the Madam Hydra other people bullshit was here. None of them. None of them. It took 3. And yet we're expected to believe this was the ultimate in holy crap, we're in troubleness. No. Sorry. Ain't happening. So anyway, he beats Cap bloody. And so this is the moment of truth. This is the scene that we have seen since Civil War II. This is where Miles Morales kills Captain America, but no, here comes the Wasp, and she talks him down, and finally he tosses the body aside and says, I'm no killer. Okay, so if the prophecy wasn't set in stone, how'd you get out of that fucking fiery truck, and I didn't curse that time, because you already knew you were going to get out because the prophecy said you were going to be there to kill Captain America. Good Lord, this book is dumb. This book is dumb in so many freaking different ways, it's hard to count. So here we have Captain America, and he's basically saying, you know, I thought everybody would jump in behind me. You freaking Hydra was known for evil. If you were any kind of smart, you would know that because it wasn't like Captain America spent all this time as a secret Hydra agent hyping up how Hydra was good for the world. He helped them fight against Hydra. So not only did he make him a Nazi, they made him a stupid Nazi. Anyway, Sharon tries to kill Steve. She gets close, but he manages to block the whatever she's got, glass, piece of wood, whatever. He stops it before it goes into her neck. You can see in the bottom panel, because they do that freaking periscope thing again. Yeah, I think everybody's ready and thinking that I'm going to be out on the front porch with a rifle telling people, get off my lawn. And Cap, because of that, kind of doubles down on everything. He becomes stoic, and at the end he says, we're declaring war. I can only assume that he allowed Gabby Rivera to write the hell scenes. So there we were, ready for the darkness, ready to let it take us. But then somehow, we see it, the light, and they see a lady step behind as she's brightly lit. The thing we needed to stand up one more time. Hope. How do they know her name's Hope? And Red Skull tries to hit him. He misses. Cap kicks him and says, Rogers! And then they run off of a cliff together. And they land into a river below. And he says, it was the glimmer that kept us alive. Apparently, old Nicky's a little bit jealous about Gabby writing the worst dialogue in the Marvel Universe, so he's stepping this up. Cut to Arizona with the group I thought got blown up. I guess I was thinking about somebody else in the last issue. There was a big bomb. Even if it felt so far away, we were so lost, sinking so fast, we could never come back from it alone. We needed a hand to lift us back up. Someone who could make us believe again. Someone who could lead us out of the desert. And then Giant Man says, this is it, isn't it? It's over. And the Foot says, no. We needed Captain America. And isn't this so cute? The little kid, he's cosplaying in a little Captain America suit. He's got a cape and everything. That's so cute. Oh my gosh, is this art horrible? My Lord. This is what passes. This was approved. Holy Toledo, is anybody inspired by this image? This is the big rallying image right here. Heavens to Murgatroyd. I can't believe this image. It's so striking. It's so... What the hell? Is anybody looking at this thinking, oh my gosh, I can't wait till next... Yes, they're going to take him on. I mean, honestly, is anybody rallied? Does anybody feel the urge to pick up next issue? If you do, please let me know. I need to know what about this image makes you feel the vapors, so to speak. You know, I don't get it. It's horrible art. I felt more rallied over a bucket of chicken than I did over Sam Wilson showing up in his Falcon / Captain America garb. Okay, that's enough. Anyway, it's hard for me to actually talk about art because I can't draw. I can draw stick figures and that's about it. But you know what? I'm not trying to pass myself off as a comic book artist, and this was really bad art. And what helped out the bad art was the fact that it really did seem like they just melted a whole bunch of crayons and got that gray goop and then decided to paint with it. The writing is horrible. One idea doesn't lead into the other. It's like this book is drawn and written like they had a whole bunch of scenes in mind and decided, let's just go with it. And they didn't care if the scenes matched or not. So long as we're getting Nikki Spencer's version of politics, that's all it seems Marvel cares about. But then again, it really doesn't seem like Marvel cares about the characters or the readers at all these days. It's just whatever their particular agenda is. And the sad thing is not all Marvel comic books are bad, but they get buried by crap like this. So there you go, gang. That's my opinion. What's yours? Do you agree with me? Is this a book that you don't like, or do you disagree? Because I would love to hear if you like the book, why you like the book. And trust me, I'm not going to be like, oh, you're stupid. I think you're the lucky one. If you spent your money and like this, you're more lucky than I did because I obviously didn't. So let me know why you liked it. Also, if you haven't done this yet, click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Head on over to our Patreon page. Link is in the description below. Toss $1 into the till. We have a lot of stuff planned coming up for that Patreon page, and it will definitely be worth it, and we will certainly appreciate it. And we do appreciate those who already have done this. And to everyone, thank you very much for watching.
I can't do this all on my own. No, I know I'm no Superman. I'm no Superman.